Damn.
Players
Damn.
League, Players League.
Oh my God.
We're starting with a level of fire tonight. Um, man, I still haven't decided if we should be calling Texas Heat or the Players League. I feel like I kind of going between both names. We've kind of been in between both names for a while. Of course, you know who I got on the show. Got to have him on the show. We'll start trying to get some more guys on the shows as the weeks
Yes,
go
sir.
on. And but really quickly, I'm gonna start doing something a little different for us. Instead of just allowing the or having the shows go the way they do, where we kind of break off into different subjects, I'm gonna kind of explain to everyone what those subjects are in the beginning. Um, Hopefully we get to all of them within an hour time frame. That's kind of the goal, but it doesn't always work out that way. But again, man, we're here. Guys, we made it. We finally got the league set the way it needs to be, somewhat. I'd say like 90%. But we're here. So, just to give you a breakdown, a few of the things um, we're going to talk about are, of course, the league schedule to this point. Surprising starts, even though we're only in week two. Gameplay and why it is the way it is. It's important that I break this down after we had some previous conversation, neither here nor there. New ways to upgrade. And then, of course, we have guys interested in the league. So, first place we're going to start is Ivan. What have you noticed so far um, with the league this year? Just within the first 2 weeks.
Uh, yeah, it's kind of redundant, but this Madden is clearly not the PS4 version. I think the last time that I was heavily invested was on the PS4 Madden. Last year, I just got my PS5. Kind of wasn't, all in as much as I usually am. Had a team that I just really couldn't win with. Um, but right now, I look at the scores. I look at and it's very early, but
Hmm.
I'm just noticing that guys I'm not expecting to take losses are taking losses. So you know, even our Super Bowl champ, uh, you know, he or defending champ, he's taking a loss here. That was kind of surprising.
I wasn't
So,
surprised that Isaiah beat his ass, but continue.
yeah,
Well, I wasn't shocked by that.
that's yeah.
I
No,
wasn't
but
I wasn't
I
shocked by that.
mean, and I think there's a drastic difference between head-to-head play and franchise play. I believe in head-to-head. You can be at a different level
Hmm.
than franchise, depending on what you've done, upgrades, trades. Your team can be very, very different, and therefore your style can be very different. So, I'm having fun. It's very, very early, and I just think that if you're guessing based off of past Maddens, you would be surprised at a lot of the results that are coming out here. So I think that's the main difference. Did see some surprising scores there that I'm pretty sure we'll get into a little bit later. But yeah, I think that's the biggest difference. I think it's a lot of
Well,
stuff that's going unplanned.
well, yeah. I mean, yeah. The game's definitely different. I think that's something we've kind of discussed in the past as well. I think the first thing I noticed in franchise, just for the league, is um, the scores are a lot higher. You have a
Hmm.
lot more. Um, I was just looking at this week alone. There have been, let's see, one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine. So far, there have been 10 games with or 10 guys have scored at least 30 points or more. I mean,
Yeah.
that's that's not something that you would see with in the leagues in the past that we've had. I mean, you didn't see that on last franchises. I mean, you have 10 different guys. I mean, we've obviously played a week one, and we can't really go back to it. But just looking at week two, I mean, there's a lot of high scoring, um, or a lot of games with high scores, whether it's both users or just one. So I think the first thing that probably speaks to is the defensive side of the ball lacking on the game, um, and not really being able to punish guys in ways on defense that we're kind of accustomed to. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, and then we're going to get to some of the surprising starts for the league so far. Which, to be honest, I don't really think they're surprising. Some of it I kind of expected. Some I am like, wow, I can't believe the situation that they kind of started in. But um, yeah, the game's obviously different. It plays different. The mechanics are or heck, the mechanics are different from Madden 21. So
Hmm.
it's definitely a different game. But because that was the first thing I just noticed was when I looked at scores were how many guys had um 30 plus points or more. And I guess really the next question is the way these divisions kind of play out. Do we expect that to continue? Um, within the league.
I definitely think it's too early to call it right now. Um, yeah, I think we'll have a better gauge of what the league's gonna be. I'd say by week six. I think we get that first what's that first third of the year out of the way. I think we'll have a pretty good idea of who's who and what's what. Um, because at this point, even the teams that are 0-2, they're not out of it. The panic lights going off, but they're not out of it. It's still very very early. It's a 17 game season this year, so we got 18 weeks. I'd say by week six, we'll know what to expect out of most of the teams that are in contention. And like again, it's just gonna be a fight. It's gonna be a fight to the end, and we'll see what ends up happening out of everything that we've got coming up.
Yeah, I agree. I don't. I think it's too early to um for nerves to get bad. I think really for anybody. Um, and I think the biggest reason for that to me is because these are full divisions. Um, I mentioned this to a few guys in the chat. I believe a few days ago, just kind of stating that um we have a lot of really good competition in the league this year. Of course, the NFC is going to be the heavier side at this point, but we have a lot of good competition, and so it's really hard to. It's going to be really hard for anybody to go undefeated. It's going to be really hard for anybody to, um, I think, have that perfect season, um, because you do have enough good players in the league right now that can produce. So, but yeah, I'll just in between week one and week two, we still have a few games left to call. The Cowboys and the Chargers, I think we're expecting them to play, if not tonight. Um, I'm assuming him and Frizzle are going to play tomorrow. And then, of course, we still have Cyrus and newcomer Colts, which I'm not sure if he's actually jumped in the chat just yet. So we still got some looking to see how that game is going to play out. 49ers and Eagles, and of course, the Giants and the football team. Um, so, with that being said, who's the most surprising start for you, or has just been like they had the ability, but like they're actually showing it.
Man, that is well, I mean, I'll just say out of this whole.
Or who's doing? I mean, again, we're week two, and
Yeah, I
also
mean, it's very early, but I want to send some early season kudos out to Mr. Kendall pulling out a tough game there. Thought that was uh thought that was really a good win for his team. Went back and just looking at the stats there, not doing a ton of turnovers, steady ground game, steady running, steady balance, defense. And I'm just looking at his trades and I'm looking at his the way that he has built that team. He's got two great tackles there, and I think that's like been the thing that's turned his whole trajectory around. And looking at that division, he can't be looked at as an afterthought, anymore. Um, the couple of streams I have seen of the Steelers is, yeah, he's a real player. So I'm definitely I think there's some competition over there. I believe I had previously called the Ravens uh, my favorite in that division, and I'm gonna stick with it because his first two games were really good wins for
not been like that's for sure.
yeah, no,
Yeah, I'm used to Ben getting his.
he's no, he's moving with a different energy right now. He is he's putting up some great numbers, and the turnovers are low. And low turnovers for him is like 5 or 6. So like he's putting up low turnover numbers for him, and he's that team is really suited for him. And I think it's always cool when you find a team that suits him. I think about myself with the Titans. Derrick Henry suits me. So no, I say those are the three things that just kind of jumped off the screen as I just took a glance at the league.
Yeah, and then there, really surprising starts. Really, to me, more is like surprising wins. I didn't. If you'd have told me Bloodshed was going to beat Rome, I mean, I got to put some respect on Bloodshed's name right now with the Titans.
Man, I don't know
Uh,
what happened to Bloodshed when he came to the league. Like I know him as a player. Like I know him as somebody who can play the game. So like had we had I not experienced his play in this league, um, I wouldn't, I would have said, yeah, that makes sense. But no, I mean, Rome didn't get his cash up into the refs in time, and so the normal magical lyrical miracle stuff that happens when he plays, it probably just didn't happen. So that's probably all that was. But no, good win for Bloodshed there.
yeah, Bloodshed gets a big time win. Looks like as we're in a spot to officially kind of get going, the Steelers and the Lions have both
Man,
dominating kind of two dominating wins to start um, for this week two, and then I mean Falcons. I said it in the beginning. I didn't think it mattered what team Justin James got. He was going to figure out a way to have some success, which he has.
hmm
And so um, the surprising start for me, as far as not having a win yet, is definitely for me the Bills. Um,
yeah,
but Buddy was solid last year. I'm sorry, I don't know how you, like, Fred. I'm sorry. Like, I
no,
cannot.
hey, no, I'm gonna tell you, you can't do that. He different right now. I'm telling you. I'm looking at how he done built that team. I'm looking at the specific moves he's made. Hey, he's got that team right where they need to be, there. I'm telling you, that's what it is.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, hey, I've said it before. Fred is good for a game a year. He's. It just so happened that it ended up being the Bills that ended up taking that L, and
Wow.
so surprising situation there. I think. Um, I mean, not one time. Olympic being 1-1 right now, playing a good. I mean, I watched the game earlier.
He should be 2-0.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He played a good
He
game
should be
against the
2-0.
Patriots.
Uh-huh.
Mike made some questionable calls in that game, though. I mean, I watched that game. He's a much better player than the game I saw him put out. I mean, just some questionable decision making that I wasn't really too. I was kind of not expecting that. I'm not surprised that the Bears is 0-2. And the reason I say that I'm not surprised that Brad or Nike are 0-2 is not because that they failed to win these games. It just has everything to do with the NFC is just that tough that everyone's schedule in the NFC is full to start the season, and then they're going to have that window where games kind of break. But um, so definitely, I mean, again, we still have Washington and New York to play. Philly and Philly should win that game against one time, and then of course, Dallas and the Chargers are kind of up in the air. So I mean, we'll see with that. Yeah, but that's probably again probably the best we can speak on when it comes to surprising starts. But what I really wanted to get to on the show was about gameplay and why it is the way it is. So now, before I state this, because I don't know if he's listening to the show or not, I got a lot of respect for him. I'm not gonna call him by name, but if you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. Guys, there's a lot of leagues that play very different. A lot of leagues that have um, rules kind of set up um, with the idea of being more realistic, um, or as close to realistic as possible. Um, Do you want to touch on that at all, Ivan? Because I'm be honest with you. Before I really get into this, like, it's not, and it's not an anger or frustration thing that it came up. It's more of anyways, Ivan, can you give a description of what other leagues are kind of set
Yeah.
up when it comes to gameplay? And
Yeah, so
yeah,
I mean, I think what we have in our league that makes our league great is that if like however you want to play within the rules is fine. Um, some of us have a mindset of, we're playing football, so for some of us we're flashing back to high school. Some of us are just flashing back to watching football and, thinking about play coaches, play designs. Some of us are just fans of the creativity of the zone blitz scheme of a Dick LeBeau. And like we're like, man, how do I get this guy open? I'm gonna call this play. I'm gonna send this guy. I'm gonna do that. Like you can do that here. Other leagues are a bit more restrictive, and when we talk about what those leagues are and how those leagues operate, it almost it essentially it takes all the fun out of the game. Imagine not being able to come to the line, see the cornerback 10 yards back, and it's 3rd and 2. If anybody's played Ivan, that's a smart route, out route. He runs 3 yards, you're 10 yards back, snap, throw the ball. First down. I'm happy with that. Imagine being in a league where that was outlawed because that was not the design of the play. Um,
not
Imagine.
being able to hot route.
not being able to hot route. Um,
Not
being
being
able
able
to
to,
not being able to
man,
hot route, not being able to user a safety or a middle linebacker as a coverage guy. If the player is designed to blitz, you must blitz them. Just just very restrictive. Um, Now, and so some guys who will come from that environment will see our environment and say, "Oh, you guys are cheese." The one thing that I think is great about the way Jabbar handles things is if there's somebody doing something in the league that is unstoppable, he'll do one of two things. He'll examine it and say, "Oh, this is actually a glitch on the game. This is some non-football stuff. This is outlawed." Or he will tell you how to beat it to the point that that play or that move is
doesn't
obsolete when you
exist.
see it,
Yep.
which should tell you about the nature or about how we perceive the game. We're not here to exhort power. We're not here to be on power trips. Guys, we work. We're fathers. Jabbar's a husband. I'm an ex-husband.
Damn, put me
Like,
out. Damn, hold on, we
like,
getting too
yeah, oh
personal,
yeah, no,
Ivan. Hold
oh,
on,
no,
hold on,
no,
hold
no,
on.
no.
Stick to the game, my G. Hold
I'm just
on.
saying, we got other stuff besides this game. This game doesn't dominate us, but it is a very
Yeah,
cool way for us to have a community
I'm
and to
just
have
trying to get back
fun.
out in these streets. You feel
And
me?
it, see right there. But now, I'm just saying, like this is not something to where we are going to get super invested, super upset about. Uh, but other people may take it that serious. We don't. We're just here to have fun. We're here to compete, talk shit, and just really, just enjoy the camaraderie. So, like, we can't imagine, like, there are some leagues where there's somebody always watching the stream. Oh my God, you didn't have your you use it on the defensive end. He was supposed to blitz, but you saw the running back going in the flat and you went and covered it and got the pick. That's illegal. You lose the game.
Right.
Like that's a real thing. And I can't I couldn't play in that kind of league. I couldn't like that's just ridiculous. That's ridiculous to us. But again, no shots at anybody who likes that. That just ain't us. That's
Well,
not at all how we rock.
and the thing is I play in leagues like that, and I really enjoy. I play in two separate leagues like that. I enjoy playing in them. What I don't like is,
I always quit those leagues.
yeah,
But
the thing that I struggle with is, it, if you're going to take away what makes the
uh-oh.
video game,
What's it called?
video game,
Oh, okay.
video game, then at that point you have. I mean, of course, yeah, you're trying to be in this realistic space. I don't know. For me, at the end of the day, um, I, I, I respect GGs at the end of a game very different. Um, if I've always said this, you know, I don't care if guys use ebooks or whatever that is, whatever you choose to make yourself better and get better at the game. Like that's your personal decision. You're trying to be better at the game, period. But I don't like the idea of babying the or limit. Let me not say it's not really limiting. I don't really like the idea of trying to benefit the guy in the league that's trash by eliminating options that a really good user can benefit from. Because, and again, please understand, guys, it's not, I'm all about the community. That's not something that I'll ever get away from. I say it all the time. I'm thankful for you guys playing in the league, but at the end of the day, I understand there's other options that you can play in. The fact that you decide to choose and play here with us, understand I'm thankful. It's always appreciated. Um, but I struggle with just gameplay itself. You know, everything outside of it, like the trades and things like that. And I'm not saying there aren't some things like, I have that quarterback spy deal on there for a reason because it doesn't make sense to be in the goal line situation and somebody just takes four DTs and puts all of them in zone and nobody's going to the quarterback. Like that's not something you're going to see in real life. But at the end of the day, I just wanted to Ivan kind of give a perspective, because I wanted to kind of go through like why the rules are set the way they are, and it's ultimately to benefit. It is to benefit top to bottom, but it's also I'm only pointing out in the rules what's the most realistic thing that would happen in these situations. The reason that we have a 4th and 5 for the fourth down rule is because, and we talked about this earlier, I believe, if not today, yesterday. The reason that we have a 4th and 5 rule is and again it's based off of points more so than it is the down. Most teams in the NFL up by 10, 4th and 5, anywhere on the field are either going to punt or kick a field goal. That's They're up 10. It's a more natural decision to punt the ball. They're not sitting there. It's very rare that you see a team just continue to not go or to continue to go for it on fourth down. So that's why that rule is there. But that rule is not there to benefit the guy at the bottom or the guy at the top. That rule is there because we do want to have that small realistic piece. But as far as guys rolling out, play calling, hot route or, taking away hot routes and things like that, I'm not going to take away, and let me not just say myself, because there's several of you guys that have been in here for a while. I have no interest in taking away what the game has to offer and ultimately the way you want to play the game. Um, I just don't think that's the best option. I mean, what's your suggestion, Ivan, to guys that come from um, really gameplay restricted over to a league like like this one that isn't gameplay restricted up outside of the fourth down and maybe the spy. Uh-oh, guys, I think I may have lost. I think I may have. I think I may have lost
Oh, my
Ivan.
bad, my bad.
Okay.
I had muted my controller. My bad. No, what I was saying is, I think my suggestion would be for them to, like, like you've got to be willing to learn. And I think about my first year playing in your league. I got smacked so much. You can't be afraid to take a L. Like a L cannot. If a L is gonna break you to the point to where you're having real issues, I'd advise you not to even start. But like you got to be willing to learn, adjust, and listen. Um, don't just take a loss and just like go back, watch your streams, go back, pay attention to what you're doing, pay attention to where you're making your mistakes, um, and learn. Like again, when I first started, man, I was taking 30 and 40-point losses like for an entire season. I was terrible. Not saying I'm great now, but I feel like there's nobody in the league who, if they're on my schedule, I'm afraid to play them. I don't have that feeling. Um, but that comes with time, practice, repetition, and building your team and learning styles. Styles make fights. Um, You've got to be able to play differently versus different users. You've got to see how somebody wants to play you and be able to take what's being given. Um, but that comes with time and adjusting. I would give the advice, you know, don't be so sensitive over a loss and, really just, learn. Um, it's not that we're not going to allow what they call cheese. Like it's not like we're going to allow cheese. Um, we're just not going to restrict it so that you know what everybody's going to do. Like if you know the middle of the field is only being manned by a computer, you're going to attack the middle of the field. Like I can't imagine a league where like you can't use the middle linebacker or the safety in the middle of the field. Like I can't imagine what that is. Like I dare you to call man and do that. I'm gonna drag and slant you to death, and it's gonna be a wrap. So like it just like they. I feel like it takes away any fun that you can have in the game. That's how I feel. Like I've never enjoyed playing in those kind of leagues.
No, no, absolutely. And it's like, and again, I just want to make sure I'm clear, guys. I am not saying that I I have not enjoyed playing in those leagues. I'm just letting you know this is not how we're going to operate. Like there will not be, we have the plays you can call on defense or what that's going to look like, the fourth down situation. But other than that, like it's just like Ivan said earlier. If I watch somebody stream and if I see a guy that even that's playing incredible defense in a game, I'm just telling you, if it seems like something that's basically impossible to get past, guys, my goal as the commissioner of the league is to see everyone get better. Period. That's all I care about. I would rather us have thick competition than to just see the same three or four guys kicking ass every year, and that's just kind of how it sits. So, I mean, I'm telling you now on the show, that's how I see it. If you come across a play playing against somebody and it seems impossible to stop to get past, either A, I can tell you how to beat it, or two, I'm gonna look it up, and I literally created a page in the league where you can see where it says Madden 101, and it literally on that page, Madden 101, I will post different, whether it's a YouTube video or information that I've seen that said, hey, this is how. I mean, I think last year everybody was
Cover
getting it.
four drop show too.
Yeah, everybody was getting annoyed with like the PA crossers. I posted it. Everyone, like whatever it is, I'm just telling you. That's how I operate as a commish. I want the worst guy to eventually be a mid-tier guy or possibly make a Super Bowl, whatever it is. Like that's just the mentality. But I'm not going to take away from the game. I, just like we discussed, if if you can't if you can beat me in a restrictive league, but you can't just beat me playing the game itself, then I don't think you're that good. I'll just call it what it is. That's how I
Hmm.
see it. That's how
Hmm.
I see it because we bought the game to play the game and experience the game in the way we want to experience entertainment for ourselves. So, um, that's how we're rocking going forward. That's how it's always been. I just wanted to make sure I put that out there because it came up recently, about the rules not being completely restrictive and all this. Look, I'm not crazy enough to sit there and be a damn dictator all day because somebody called a hot route and we have a hot route rule. Like that's we're playing a video game, guys. We're not. This isn't the fucking stock exchange. We're not like
It's not
like
life or death.
yeah,
What?
no, it's playing a video game. So I just wanted to make sure I put that piece out there. Um, but now that we have kind of gone through the gameplay, what are the new ways to upgrade that you've noticed? Because there's several now.
Man,
Or really
listen,
gain
man.
XP.
Listen, those like there's so much like what I love about Madden is when they add something to the game, it's there for a reason. You should use it. Like I think about I think about last year, like or I think about the first half of before the next gen came out. Um, I had never touched the zone adjustments. It's on the game for a reason. You should probably use it. Like setting your game day goals, that's important. You should probably do that. Your staff points should probably use those. That's all I can do. I don't know. I can't give away too much because I already love what it's doing for my team. But yeah, no, you should use those. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, so yeah, you definitely have all the different ways to upgrade. So I mean, that's and again, I know we've kind of talked about this earlier, guys. This is something that's I mean, it's still I think it's exciting to me. You can obviously see on my screen that I have yet to use a staff point, and I probably won't use any in our league. I think mainly because I know some guys lost theirs. So just being mindful, I'm most likely not going to use my staff points. You can use yours if you want. I personally don't feel like I'm going to need them for majority of the games that I play. But
No, you're not gonna need them at all. You shouldn't use them.
yeah, that was a dig. But so of course we've kind of gotten um, through this kind of portion of the league so far. Um, we have a lot of new guys interested in the league, and this is something that we typically deal with at the beginning of the year. But I wanted to kind of throw out something because we've had some guys that are not in the league. We have some new guys that are interested in the league, and it's all funny because it comes from one radio show where we had Ivan was kind of beside himself,
What
and
happened? Tell me about this. I haven't
and
heard this story.
and
I
so
missed it.
um, unfortunately the PlayStation doesn't allow me to pull up the messages that I've received, but I have several people reaching out um,
Ah,
about the league, and so I just wanted to make sure that guys are aware, like, hey, be active this year. Because here's the thing about the PS5 that we did. The thing about the PS5 versus the PS4 is not a lot of people have a PS5, so there's not a lot of PS5 leagues out there that are really fully ran like this.
mhm.
Um, so hey, your activity is going to count something. It's going to mean something this year. No hard feelings if you can't play, if you got to, back out, whatever it is. But we're going to be paying attention to that activity. So, of course, last thing, um, we're always going to go through the divisions, of course, give a perspective. Of course, I'm always going to start into the NFC. Um,
Mm.
let's go ahead and jump to the NFC North. Again, we are very early, guys. I typically would do a show around, um, I'd say every 3 to 4 weeks and kind of go through this. But man, I know that y'all are pumped to just get started and us to get rolling as a league. And so, I mean, I'm obviously sitting there as well on that mentality of just getting going and trying to get to my next game. Feels a little slow this year, and I think that has a lot to do with the 10,000 times we had to fucking restart because somebody fucked up once or twice. But let's not let's not
Wait,
let's
wait,
not.
wait, wait, wait. So you saying that somebody might have fucked up more than one time?
Oh yeah,
So,
yeah,
so once or twice?
yeah,
Is
yeah,
that what
yeah,
you said?
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
So,
right. Okay.
but neither here nor there. My energy is in a much better place. That's why I had to go to the Cowboys game and say fuck them Eagles because
Mm,
um, yeah,
wow.
there was I had a lot built up, and so I'm thankful Dallas won that game. But starting in the NFC North, we got Earl sitting at 2-0, Isaiah 2-0, Bears and or Danny and Nike at 0-2.
Man,
I'm going to ask this question, the same question each show. Do you expect this division to change?
it's way too early to call it. I would say, I don't, I ain't played Earl yet. Um, Isaiah's doing Isaiah things. Um, but I mean, I think it's too early to call it. I did have Isaiah winning the division, but I had the Packers second. But looks like the Packers and Lions had a hell of a game today. It's early. I still think those are the three who are competing for a playoff spot. Um, but I'm gonna say that this division will change because I think year after year, this dude gets the worst team in the division, worst team on the game, and he have them ready to go. So yeah, we'll see. I'm not gonna count him out, but well, we'll see what happens, man. It's early. It's still very, very, very early.
Yeah, it is. It is. I agree. I expect the race to change at some point. I expect it to flip. Earl's 2-0. I don't expect him to win the division. Um, I still think the division is going to be between the Vikings and the Pack. I think Nike had two very tough games to start the season. Especially with the style that, I mean, he's made a few trades. He's having
He's
to
made a lot of
adjust.
trades.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's adjusting. He's trying to adjust to the team that he's basically kind of rebuilt in some ways. I'm still going to say it's going to be between the Vikings and Packers. Um, can't count Earl out. I mean, he's 2-0, but
Can't count him out. You
the
know.
the reason I can't just bump Earl up like that is because his first game was a forced win. Excuse me. Even though it's a game that he would have won in my opinion against one time, but um I don't know. It's hard for me to just say Nike's out of it until we again further down the road. But I do think this is Isaiah's division. I was more confident about it being Isaiah's division after I saw his week one game and realizing that he's coming to play this year. NFC, we're going to skip your division because I got some house for that.
All
The
right.
NFC West, we'll jump over to the, again, this division, we're still waiting on the Rams and the 49ers to play. The 49ers, I expect him to lose to the Eagles to put him at 0-2. The Rams, I can't remember who he plays. Um, Cardinals is 1-1. The Rome is 1-1. Um, I actually expected this outside of one time. I expected Rams and Cardinals and the Seahawks to all be with no losses. So
hmm
um, currently Madden has the Rams sitting at 1-0. Again, I got to look and see
Hold on,
who
I got you. Let me
I don't know
see.
who he's about to play.
He's about to play. Rams is about to play the Colts. Oh, so we got the new Colts user
Okay.
versus the Rams.
Okay, so yeah, so I expect him to win that game to be sitting at 2-0 and up in the front of this division. I guess the question is, do we expect this to change? Um,
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely expect that to change.
I disagree. Um, it's funny. The more we got into the league, um, and the many times we had to start over because of situations where people just, you know, caught a virus and just couldn't catch on to information. Um, yeah, so the Rams is going to take this division, and the Cardinals are going to be dead on his ass the whole way.
Hold on, time out, time out. Is the Rams, is that Gruski?
Yeah, that's Brucey.
Alright, I take it back. Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
It was hard for me not to put respect on Rome's name, just because, I mean, I gotta give Rome respect. I mean, he's,
You do, but you also have to acknowledge when his Cash App not working to the refs, man, and
yeah, he
he don't
lost
get
a,
those 4 or 5 magical plays. They don't happen. It's a different. it's a totally different situation when those situations happen like that. So,
Yeah, and here's the thing. I don't think that Bloodshed is not a good user. That's not, please understand, everybody, that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying Bloodshed
uh,
with the Titans is not a good user. I think he's a good user. What I am
right.
saying is those are games you cannot lose. If you're
Mm-mm.
going to,
Not this year, not in this NFC. No.
no, in the NFC this year, there's certain games you just can't take that L. That's a huge blow because if the Rams Cardinals both play the Titans, I expect them to both beat them. Um, so we'll see. But so far, um, I mean, I think the mentality at this point is that the Rams and Cardinals would be up top. NFC East, another division still waiting to play a few games. Um, I guess really with this one because I think all of them are still waiting to. We're still waiting for this whole division to play. They're all supposed to play tomorrow. So, let's see, the Cowboys has the Chargers. Not sure who the Giants play.
Giants play. Giants play Washington.
Giants plays Washington, so that'll be a good divisional
It's
game
gonna
for
be a good one. Yeah, it's
a
gonna be a
good
good
week
one.
two game.
I got I have Washington. I got Washington in that one just style wise. Like I played both of those guys. I got Washington winning that one because of his style.
I agree with Washington winning that one. And then of course you've got the Eagles 0-1, took his first loss against Justin James, which I don't think anybody's shocked there. Um, who does the Eagles play this week?
Yeah, the Eagles got one time.
Oh yeah, so yeah,
They
that's
got
right. So the Eagles,
San Fran.
yeah, so he's going to get his first win of the season there. Um,
So he's gonna get his first one this week.
yeah, he's going to get his first win.
Oh, okay. All
Um,
right.
no disrespect one time, but he's going to get his first one. So with this one, how do you see it? NFC East. Do you think there's going to be uh any transition here at all? Do you think there's going to be any change at all with? Do you think Mike can hold and stay atop this division? That's probably the better question for the NFCs. Does
I
Mike have a
mean,
chance?
can it happen? Yes. Uh, is that possible? Absolutely. Um, I'm not ready to bet on it just yet. It's way too early. I'm not. It's way too early, and I haven't seen Tristan play yet. If we get two Maddens ago, Tristan, then that kind of flips this whole thing on its head. So yeah, I'm waiting to see that.
Yeah, I'm not confident in Tristan just yet. And he got a forced win against me. I couldn't mentally play in the league. I just couldn't at the time. We had some unfortunates happening for about a week. Neither here nor there. But and then like I said, the football team, I expect him to win. I think the division is going to be between the Cowboys and the football team at the end of the day. And if you guys are listening, I'm pretty much giving you what my predictions are about to look like
Mm.
by the time we hit week 4. Um, because I've looked at everyone's schedule. Not going to talk about it tonight. Things are about to flip in some ways, but I think it's going to be between the Cowboys and the football team. Um, I'm going to go with Washington. I'm going to go with Washington. I think Washington at this point will be the better player. I'm not. I haven't seen Mike put in a consistent season yet. Not as far as playing, but as far as winning games. So
Mhm.
we'll see how that plays out. And then of course we have probably the ugliest division in the league.
Oh wow.
Not just as far as teams, but as people.
Ah.
Uh,
Mm.
just such an ugly ass division right here.
Hey,
Um,
Brad didn't say anything to you, man. That's not cool.
no,
It's
no,
not cool.
no,
It's not
no. I
cool,
mean, we're
man.
not
Not
installed, but
cool.
uh, 2-0. The Saints are 2-0. Falcons 2-0. Panthers are 1-1. And Brad, a surprising 0-2 start. Um,
That is a surprising 0-2 start.
you've got 30 seconds to give, because I know it's coming.
Oh
No,
man,
no,
listen, man. Yeah,
how do
yeah. I
you
mean,
see this division playing out, Ivan? Go.
I've spoken about how this is gonna go at length, and I just wonder if the messaging will have the same impact minus the alcohol, and not too concerned if it does, but yeah, if you look on your schedule and you see some colors that are black and gold,
15 seconds, Ivan.
and there's a fleur de lis, should probably just pencil in the L. That's probably what you should do. So yeah, no, I don't see this flipping. I don't see this changing. It is what it is.
Yeah, I see the Falcons taking the division still. I totally am against you right now. Um,
Okay.
you know you're on a hot you are definitely on a hot start. I expect you to continue that hot start. Um, I mean I think until you start playing division games is when you're
Yeah,
going to
that's
have.
real.
I think
Well, I did just play a division game.
who'd you play?
I played the Panthers.
Oh, okay, yeah. Man, he's neither here nor there.
Wow,
I'm really,
disrespectful.
yeah, really
Gee
who I'm
whiz,
talking,
so
really,
disrespectful.
really who I'm talking about is Justin James and then of course Brad with
Uh-huh.
the Bucks. I think those would be the kind of games that are going to be the
Wow,
impact. And the
I
reason,
agree.
and that's one reason I put that out there is because it's going to come down to, um, man, I think it's going to come down to you and Justin James, ultimately. With Justin James, it just comes down to is he working at the plant or not? Is he going to be available to play his games or not? That's still something kind of up in the air. But hopefully, hopefully
Yeah.
he does get his games in, and we're able to kind of get
Oh yeah, I definitely don't want it with any kind of asterisk or anything. I look forward to playing them.
absolutely. Um, and then jumping over to the AFC West, my division,
Weak as.
the
I'm sorry, my bad. Go ahead.
yeah, no, Chiefs is 0-2. He has funny story. Funny story. So for everybody in the league, just a amazing
It's a
story.
it's a story. Okay,
Yeah,
story time.
amazing story about the Chiefs. He traded away
Who did he
everyone
trade?
just
No,
to.
no, 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 no. Tell us who he traded. Who he traded?
Oh, now here's the thing. He didn't trade away the players he wanted to because I denied them. I mean, I denied them
Okay, okay.
because we still haven't decided how we're going to move forward when it comes to players being a 99 overall. But outside of that, yeah, he's taking some fresh hot L's. He's 0-2 right now. Um, kind of expected that to happen. That's why I didn't really understand
Mm,
why the trades were happening the way they were.
uh-huh.
So he's 0-2. Frizzle started 0-1. Again, not really concerned to panic or anything. He's still got to play his game against Mike, so we'll see how that plays out. Um, Jacob's 0-2, and I'll be honest, I'm kind of surprised he's 0-2. When I played him in the preseason, he actually smacked the shit out of me in that
No,
game.
Jacob can play. He
Yeah,
can play.
he smacked me in that game, so I was actually surprised of his 0-2 start. He just played his last game against Ben, and then of course I'm 1-1. Took a force lost the first week, and then there's a guy that drives a Honda Civic with
Mm.
um, he uses he has bubbles that comes out the back of his car. It's interesting.
Oh
I
my
never even
God.
seen no shit like this. Um, but I played top, and the result was what the result is, and therefore I won that game. And but
Uh,
yeah, so
d- mm.
yeah.
Okay.
So I mean,
Yeah. I mean, do we have to talk about this division? No.
oh well,
Okay.
Here's the thing. I got mad respect for Frizzle. I don't care if Frizzle starts 0-4. The man can
Right.
finish uh, fucking 13-4. I mean, he's it's so
Right.
funny. You got to remember that extra game now when it comes to talking about
That
Madden.
extra game is
Yeah,
different. Yeah.
he could. I mean, he could go off. I mean, I don't know what it's going to finish like, but again, we'll see. The So yeah, so that this I should win this division, but we'll see how it plays out. I don't, of course, I'm trying to stay humble. I'm not gonna say nothing fleur de lis or anything like that. AFC
Mm,
East. Um, I did not
man.
so this division is probably the biggest hot take for me. Um,
Ooh. Man, hey, so the guy at the bottom of the division I had winning the division.
yep,
Um,
I
and
I had him winning his. I didn't have him winning against the Steelers. Now I'll say that I really, and no offense to Dirty Glove, but I know the Steelers thinks I just don't know if he's good or not. But bruh, like I do this, like I know. And um, so I was really offended that I even allowed both of them to play that game, knowing the
wow.
Steelers was going to win. But we do have the Patriots sitting 1-1 right now. With Money Mike one time. Olympic is not going to appreciate that.
Wow, you
One,
called Olympic one time.
yeah, Olympic soldier with the Jets.
Just call him Mike.
Oh, yeah, his name is Mike. That's right. Mike with the Jets. We got a lot of Mikes in the league,
It's a
and
lot of
then
mics, man. Some hot mics out here too.
we have Fred with the Dolphins. Um, the Bills are 0-2, so I guess really more of the hot take is not that it's not really about what Olympic or Money Mike is doing or Fred. It's more
Uh-huh.
about the fact that Glove is sitting 0-2 right now. Um,
I expect him to bounce back. He was good last year. I
he's
don't
only
expect
got
him.
14 points in 2 games, and he played Fred. I, you're gonna have to explain it to me, Alvin. He,
I'm telling you, man. Put some respect on Fred Dave this year,
that
man.
guy plays.
I'm just saying, man. I'm looking at the division. Hey, y'all gonna have to put some respect on South Beach, man. That's not, this not just it's not 7 days of party when you go down there this year. That's
Hey,
all I'm saying.
shit, all I'm gonna say is when of course I'm gonna get Nike on the show because
Yeah.
Fred is the bartender in Club Hell No No. So I can't Fred Fred,
Yeah.
Fred may own the keys to Hell No No City. Like it's that bigger deal.
He
So
said he got the
yeah.
keys.
Yeah,
He
so
opened it up.
we're gonna have to get Nike on the show to talk about that because that's I'm again I'm surprised.
Hold on, man. Hold on. Have we just found our first marquee matchup? Let's see. Hold on. I just want to see what that next week looks like.
Oh yeah, so we're gonna get to that next week after finishing
Okay.
this one. So,
You got it.
um,
You got it.
I have no idea who wins this division. Um, Money Mike can play. I mean, again
Oh, definitely.
he had some poor decisions uh against Olympic in that game. And then, man, hey, kudos to Fred. He pulled out a game that I didn't really expect him to win. Of course, Fred always obviously knows I'm just messing with him, even though I know his shoes are basically made of fire. Uh, and then, Glove's got to turn it on. He's got to turn it on. I mean, it just is
So
what it is.
essentially, at this point, um, you're saying the Bills should not be favored.
No, no, I'm saying, if we're going to bring the pick'ems back, I just have to get that set up and get ahead of these advances. Um,
Mhm.
yeah, no, he's absolutely not favored. No.
Mm.
I'm actually shocked because here's the thing, and Glove knows this. I sent him a message on the last Madden, and and the one thing that I said to him was it's not about when he wins. I'm not shocked. I expect him to. It's the
Mhm.
games that he loses that just blow my mind. And this game was a blow my mind situation that This you fucking made Fred's year by taking that fresh hot L, my guy. So uh, this is gonna be okay. Look, I'm just gonna say it. I actually have Olympic taking the division.
I don't think that's a bad take. I mean, and he's got the worst team over there, but man, he's got them playing ball. Like, the stats didn't travel over from his first game because we had joining issues, but he
Oh,
that
talk about
team
that.
that team has a bunch of corners that are young, but I mean, man, they are ball hawks. He had about 6 picks in that game. Had about 6 picks in that game, and I mean, he pretty much he kept throwing the ball when he should have been running. Even though Adrian, and I respect he's got Adrian Peterson out there as his main running back. Um, so I mean, I feel like this is a division where nobody can be slept on. I think they're going to probably have the most fun division race coming down towards the end because certain divisions are going to be decided early. You know.
Yeah, I mean, and I'll be honest. I expect at some point I expect Glove to turn it on. Um, I do expect him to start, you know, winning some games. But Top said, I hate to say this on the show. He said, Murray, you smell like weenie water. So I don't know where that came from. I can't, I don't know where that came from, but I'm
Oh,
just
oh man,
yeah,
that's hard. That's hard.
he
That's
said you
hard.
smell like hot dog water. That's some shit right
That's
there.
that's that's that's
Oh,
pretty
that's
hard.
so
That's
disgusting. Just the thought of it. Period.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
gross. That's
the
bad. That's bad.
um, but
Mm.
yeah, I mean, I expect the Bills to turn it on. Here's the, Fred. Hey, I wish I had like some. I wish I was on a podcast and had some sound because one thing I would say, um, and then and then Olympic.
Hey, come and shut it low. This is my game. My bad. My bad. Go ahead.
Olympic also said
Yeah.
tell CeeLo to put some respect on his name. Uh,
Wow.
so I
I
mean,
love how people are ignoring the direct shots you threw at him, but it's totally fine, totally fine. No, that's good. That's good. That's good.
oh yeah, well, because I mean, again, I saw one time's game today. I thought he played well. I mean,
Oh, you saw Mike's game. That like yeah.
yeah, And so, I thought he played well. I thought it was an extremely skillful outing, and this division is going to be tough. But I'm not going to lie. It's 1-1 right now. I think the Bills mentally is just I don't know if he just at the truck stop or what. I don't know what's going on, but
Mm,
them gloves are obviously not working because his team ain't out there catching shit.
mm.
I'm gonna need glove to turn it on. So
Wow.
we will see how that plays out. But as for now, I'm still going to say this is the Olympics division to lose. Which, in all fairness, we'll see how that plays out.
Right. Right.
AFC. Let's see. We're jumping over to this AFC South.
Ooh.
Who the hell are the Texans?
I don't know. They seem to be a wrecking crew.
So he beat top week one.
No. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Sure
He
did.
played the
Yeah.
Jags.
Yeah.
He played the Jags. He
Man.
beat the Jags week one.
That's sunshine.
Beat the
Yeah.
dog shit out of top week one. Uh,
Beat him bad.
beat the
Did he catch a charge? He called a charge. Okay.
fucking. Nah, Tom, look, Tom said it was a fair steal. I know, Tom. It was a no, they had a fair.
Yeah, they did have a fair sum. That's right. That's right.
I'm just messing. They had a fair sim week one. Uh, yeah, top one. Okay, I got drugged, but no. And then the coach lost his first game. Papo, who is no longer in the league. Um, lost his first game to Rome um, before exiting the league. So that team's going to be
Yeah.
sitting at 0-1 with a new user. So we'll see how that plays out. And then
Mhm.
Top's 0-2, a fair sim loss. And then, of course, he played his first game with me and lost that game. But the hot
Man,
take,
what was your perspective on that game?
playing Top in that game,
Yeah.
um, I mean, I think it's really, how do I say this? I don't know what I don't know what you kind of I don't know what was expected. I owe Top.
Mm,
He Top has owned me the last three games we've played. He beat
yeah.
me. Um,
So you admit you took that personally?
yeah, I had the Michael Jordan meme ready when the game started.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay.
but but in fairness, he did his game was lagging a little bit. I had some lag as well, but um,
Okay.
he
Okay.
did have some lag in that game. I don't think that was going to change the result of the game. Uh, I mean, we was really out there locking asses up, but uh, but he's in fairness, he's 0-2. So I mean, we'll kind of see how it finishes out for him. I play with the Jags in another league. They're not as easy of a team in franchise as you would expect.
It's something about Trevor Lawrence. Like, and I don't know if it's just the fact that he's a rookie, but like even when me and Top played our preseason game, like there are some guys that were wide. Trevor just missing them. Like
The
it's
overthrows,
crazy.
the
Yeah. Yeah.
overthrows
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
Trevor
Yeah.
Lawrence on this game are
Unreal.
mad sus. They're mad sus, and
Like, and
I,
it's not the situation where the guy's getting pressured or, uh, like dude
yeah,
is about to get hit.
there
Like
is
just standing still, in the regular play, just overthrow the guy, throw it 10 yards over his head.
there's an actual clip on YouTube that literally is saying that Trevor Lawrence in real life is playing the same way on Madden, where he just overthrows the football. Like, and he wasn't that terrible of a quarterback in college. And so that's why
Yeah.
respectfully, I don't have a lot to say about that game with me and Top because
Okay.
he had some plays where a guy would clearly be open. And I mean, it wouldn't just be like a pass where he was throwing the ball, like 40 yards downfield. It'd be something simple like a 5 yard hitch, nobody
Wow.
around the guy, and Trevor Lawrence just bombs it 5 yards over his head. It just like,
Yeah.
and I don't know if it's just because he's not a trait quarterback. I'm not exactly sure, the best way to kind of break that down, but
Uh-huh.
I don't know if it's just the mechanics that they need to change on the game for him. But I mean, like I said, it was just about damn time that um you know I beat his ass, plain and simple. But again, like I said, Top has owned me the last games prior, so again, gotta put some respect on him. Titans is 1-1. He beat Rome. I mean, when I saw the person that typically wins the game typically says good game in chat first. That's what I've always learned. Almost nine times out
Mm.
of 10, the first good game you see is from the person that has won the game. And when I saw Tennessee put good game first in the chat, and I wasn't watching the game, and I just know Rome's going through hell right now. I mean, he's got to figure out what he's going to do with that team. What do you think is going on? I can't even really.
Uh-huh.
What has Bloodshed figured out with the Titans in the second week of the season?
Hmm. I mean,
Because you played with them in the past.
yeah. So I mean, well, I think it's pretty simple. Um, you got to run the rock, and the thing that's really cool about it is that he had Derrick Henry 14 carries, 140. Now, obviously, that's 10 yards a carry. But he also had A.J. Dillon, 6 carries for 72. So that means, and, and his fullback had 9 yards. So what that means is that it's a steady dose. Um, that means it's a steady dose. It's a steady pounding. And Julio Jones was just unguardable. Like, just to put it in perspective, Julio had 7 catches for 172 and 4 touchdowns. Nobody else on the team had more than 1 catch. There were 3 other catches. Um, Typically, Rome does not allow himself to be dominated like that. So what you got there is you got it in the air and you got it on the ground, and Rome didn't adjust. Like it's that simple. Rome didn't adjust, and he kept getting hit over the head, and his cash app payments to the refs did not go through.
Mm.
And I'm really happy for Bloodshed getting that game in. But yeah, now I think you got to have that balance with Tennessee, and he's got the players to do it. Like I didn't have a receiver like Julio Jones when I had him, but I can only imagine what that's like. So kudos to him. You got to have that balance, and when you have that balance, it's really really tough.
Uh, Absolutely. And so I think to kind of, I guess, kind of finish up on this division. Um, I'm not about to sit here and act like Top is most likely not going to win this division. I can't disrespect him like that. He's made the playoffs in every division he's been in. But shit, watch out for the Titans. But he took out what I thought was a heavy NFC opponent in Rome.
Oh, I see how you doing it. Okay.
Yeah, what I thought
Oh, okay.
what I
Alright.
believed,
Oh, now you got beliefs. Alright, okay.
it's really kind of it's making it really hard to rank you guys. But that's as far as the
Wow.
AFC. That's how we're going to look at the AFC South up to this point. And in the AFC North, man, I know
Man.
Ben has waited an hour to hear us talk about them funky ass
Uh-oh.
Ravens.
Man.
He over there watching. I don't even know what he's watching right now. So he's probably watching Saw, trying to figure out a new way to. But neither here nor there. The Steelers are 2-0.
Yeah.
The Ravens are 2-0.
Yep.
Browns are 1-1. The
Uh-huh.
Bengals are 1-1. Um,
That's a nasty, nasty division. That's a nasty, nasty division.
I'm
Um,
about to get disrespectful, but yeah, go ahead. Go
it's a tough division. Um,
ahead.
you got you got the most entertaining coach in the league is in that division. Um, and yeah, he's got some players. He made some trades. I saw how he was. I didn't see the game, but the stats tell the story over there in Cincinnati. But I feel like they're they're a team that you shouldn't overlook. Um, but to this point, can't say that I am. I can't say that I changed my pick. I think it's going to come down to those two teams that are undefeated right now. But I think it's going to be a fight. It's going to be a fight. And those Steelers look really, really, really scary good. But nah, man, I have not seen Ben play this way before. So,
The Steelers are hard for me to judge, and I'm going to tell you why.
mhm.
The biggest reason they're hard for me to judge is because he played Glove, who just lost to Fred. I'm like, you just lost to Fred.
Wow, wow.
I'm not gonna be able to let that go. the Steelers beat the Bills, who just lost to a guy that, and again, it's no disrespect to Fred, but who I think
It sounds mad disrespectful, but
is
yeah,
in the
continue.
bottom two guys in the league. That's what I would say.
Oh, I was
Um,
correct. Okay.
yeah. And again, Fred could have a different season.
I'm trying to tell
If
you, it's different
Fred
down there in
if
South Beach, bro.
Fred wins 3 games this year, hey dog, I'm be ecstatic. That's not how I see it just yet. Again, he gets 1 game a year. It's just a matter of who that 1 game is. Um,
So disrespectful.
hey, everyone knows it. Everyone knows it. Like if you see Fred fucking 0-15 and he is the last game on your schedule, just know you finna take an L because he getting one, my guy. So that's what makes it so hard for me to judge the Steelers. Again, I'm not saying dude is not good. I'm saying he played a guy that just lost to Fred, and then he played a guy in Jacob who the week prior, I think he scored 7 points against Ben. So that's it's hard for me to really justify where he sits. And then Ben's having a phenomenal year. I mean, he's. I think this is the first time I've ever seen Ben 2-0. Period. I don't think I've ever seen Ben 2-0. I don't think I've ever seen him start a season with a win. This is the first time I've seen that I can remember. And then you have the Bengals sitting 1-1, of course. Um, and then of course, the Steelers says look at the point differential. And again, Austin, what I'm saying is I'm not saying that you're not good. That's not what I'm saying. Please don't take that into account. The way I measure users in each division has everything to do with not about your win, but about who you've played and how they played connected to other guys. So, in result, the Raiders and the Bills, I think collectively have. I mean, the Raiders. I think the Bills has only put up 17 points. I think the Raiders between week 1 and week 2 has only put up 15 points. So it's just hard. It's hard for me to. It's just hard to gauge. It's too early to tell. Then,
I mean, in all fairness, he can only play the guys that are on his schedule. So I
absolutely,
mean,
absolutely. Now, I
and
do
it's
think dude is
early.
good. I
It's
do think
very
he's
early.
good. Now, of course, DTZ. Like again, I mean, we're not even gonna talk about DTZ. Everybody knows. Everybody knows. We just
You sleeping on Coach Taylor down there now.
no, we're not. No. I fuck with DTZ heavily, but we ain't finna sleep on DTZ. He's not. He will not be impacting this division other than his presence. And then Jeremy, believe it or not, I think Jeremy has a chance. I don't think he has a chance to
Man,
win, not to win the division, but to be a wild card.
I'm trying to tell you, most entertaining coach in the game, man. Telling you. I think he made a lot of sneaky moves. He made a lot of sneaky moves. Um, I didn't quite understand what he was doing with some of the trades that he made, but then I just went and I looked at just how fast his team is, and yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah, I
It
mean, I think,
absolutely is what it is.
yeah,
It's crazy over there.
yeah, I think he absolutely, um, like I said, I think he has the opportunity to be a wild card. Let's just get straight to it. Who's I think the Steelers wins the division. I know your pick
Mm.
has been. I
Yeah,
know your
yeah,
pick has
yeah,
been.
yeah, yeah.
It's hard for me. It's hard for me to say that he's not going to win the division. Um, what does Ben really do from this point?
Uh, well, I mean, I think he, every with every win, I think the confidence grows. Um, he's got a tough one this week against the Lions. I think after this week,
Go
yeah,
ahead, say it.
I'm gonna just
Go
go
ahead.
ahead and say it.
Say it off your chest.
I expect Ben to be 3-0 after this week. I do. I expect him to be 3-0 after this week. If you put the pick'ems out, I will back my words up with my pick on the pick'ems. I fully expect Ben to be 3-0 after this week, and I think that is something that will continue because it's gonna take a certain type of focus to beat Ben from where he is. Now, there's some game that happens in week 4. I'm not looking too far ahead, nothing like that.
Yeah.
There is a game that happens in week 4 that I think will ultimately let the world know that you're gonna have to respect those Ravens. Um, but yeah, no, I expect Ben to be 3-0 heading into Mile High. So that's what I expect.
I'm gonna go ahead and say Earl wins that game.
And I'm gonna say that you haven't watched any of their head-to-heads.
Head to head and head to. Here's the thing, and I've head to head Earl, franchise Earl, not the same guys. I just don't believe in that. Um, I think. Here's the thing. I expect Ben to have a good season. I'm looking at his schedule. In some ways it favors him, in others it doesn't. Um, Hey, if he beats Earl, so definitely kudos. I expect he's 2-0 right now. He's already done something
Oh my
that
god. It's so
I
disrespectful. Oh my god.
he's
Are you
already
talking about 2-0, bro? Come on, bro. Don't do
he's
that.
he's already done something that I
Nah,
haven't
don't do
seen.
that. Don't slide our brother the participation trophy that you're trying to slide him right now, bro.
No. Ben has made the playoffs. Ben has he's had multiple 9-7, 10-6. 8-8. Like he's been somebody that can be productive. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying this is the first time I've seen him 2-0. It's the first
Mm.
time that I've seen that happen. And so he doesn't, and that's the thing. You don't got to go undefeated. Like I don't. I'm not even going to speak about that. At the end of the day, that's a tough ass boy with Earl because you also got to remember too, when he played Earl in the head to heads, the contain was also broken, so you couldn't even contain. You couldn't even. You had to double click it twice.
So, so what? I get that it was broken, and that is true. But I mean, and man, I hate doing this because I don't want to.
And I'm not saying he can't win that game. I'm saying he's very capable of winning that game. Ben is
Right now,
absolutely,
right now, Ben is not winning because he's running wild with Lamar. That's not why he's winning. And
absolutely.
that's what's crazy. That's why I'm not just talking out the side of my neck. But we'll see. We'll see. That's why we play the games. That is why we play the games. Like I just like he's not winning because of uh he's not winning because of oh, Lamar broke 8 tackles and shook somebody. No, he's out there playing ball. He's out there playing ball. He's
Absolutely.
balanced. And like just in putting it in perspective, Lamar ran 3 times in the game he played against the Raiders. Like
Yeah.
that's not why he's winning. But it's neither here nor there. Um, continue.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Steelers to win the division. I think Ben is going to compete. I don't disagree with you. I don't disagree with you. So we're obviously we obviously are at a bitter end when it comes to the AFC North. But I think we can both agree that Steelers and Ravens will be the uh, oh, hey, I said it on the very first show, the beginning of this year. I'm going to be the most Stephen A. Colin Cowherd. It's like I'm going to speak the truth about how I see the league. If you're dog shit, you're dog shit. If you're good, you're good.
Hey, is it too
You
late for me to take back all the good stuff I said about the Jets? I'd like to take it all back. It's the worst team in that division. Period. Oh my god.
Hey, that's going to be the goal of the show. We're not. I'm not going to be disrespectful. I'm not going to disrespect anyone personally, but I am going to let you know if I think you're good or if you know you got some fresh hot L's coming your way. Um,
Mm.
guys, this is pretty much the basis of the show. We've ran way over time. That was really kind of not the expectation. What I do want to say is coming up on the some things adding to the leagues. We will put the pick'ems back in there. Um, for some of you that know what the pick'ems look like, they look very different in our league compared to where. I mean, just every like also every league kind of has their own kind of thing they do. Um, we will have a max XP week in the league. I haven't picked the week yet because I want to make sure it's a week that Ivan and a few other guys play their toughest opponents, and I play my weakest opponent. Um, I think that's the best way to go about that. And then of course, I will be reaching out to some of you guys to get you on the show, try to schedule a show, and ask you a few questions about how you feel about your season so far, how you feel about the league so far, et cetera, et cetera. But other than that, man, everybody, thank you for catching the show tonight. I did see we had quite a bit of people that just viewing the show tonight versus seeing it tomorrow and being engaging. Um, other than that, man, always appreciate you jumping on the show.
Of
Um,
course.
Ben, good luck to you. Yeah.
Wow.
And other than that, man, y'all enjoy. I will get the predictions out. I know I didn't throw the preseason predictions out there. I haven't had the chance.
Predictions are not coming out, guys. I hate to tell y'all this is not happening.
Yeah, they're coming.
Predictions will come out. Predictions will come out when they can most piss off the most amount of people. So
Yes, yes, yes. Because there's some people I want to anger. There's some people that think that they're really good, and yeah, yeah.
yeah. Mm. Yep.
I'm gonna have to see it. That's just period. I'm gonna have to see it. Other than that, man, you guys enjoy yourself. Let's go AFC.
Wow.
Um,
Nah, NFC all day.
we'll
Y'all be
talk
good.
talk to y'all later.
Peace.